Now, I did a video on Bitcoin against US dollar the other day, and I actually forgot to put this in the video, so I'm just doing an add-on. Now, basically, this is what the chart looked like when I'd finished. Okay, and I showed you that it was based on the odd number of 9, so that's 1152. So just to prove it, if you put 1152 and then divide it by 2, then you get 576, and 576 is this number here, and if you divide that by 2, you get 288, which is this number here, which it didn't actually quite touch. And then if you divide that by 2, which I forgot to put on, we also had this number on, so we had that number on up there for the future. And so it's based on the odd numbers of 9, and I showed you that if you add this number to this number, so 1152 plus 576, and then you divide it by 2 to get halfway, you get 864, and if you put minus 864 on, then you get where the market made that top there. And if I did halfway between there in the same way, you can see it just went straight through because the market didn't show any resistance. And I usually make the ones halfway between a weak line, so I'm basically using those to confirm what I said. I forgot to put the lines on from here, but hopefully you get the idea. Now, I did mention that these angles are set lines that you put on before the market actually gets there, and I also showed you in that video that that trend lines are a mug's game and usually a reason not to make a trade, not a reason to make a trade. Now, if we go to the major high, and then most people who do technical analysis will then do a line through this top, especially when they've seen all this fall, remembering that they didn't see that top. Okay, so if we right click, now that there is the actual trend line, the actual physical line that goes through those 2 points. And as I said in the video, I use my knowledge of, say, the Elliott wave theory, Fibonacci, standard technical analysis, moving averages, etc. I use it as a reason not to make a trade. So let's put that trend line on again. So that's the trend line, and you can see that basically it's where the market's coming down from at the moment. To me, that's actually a strong sign for Bitcoin, because there'll be a lot of people who would be shorting Bitcoin because of the major trend line. Okay, so I just thought I'd point that out, but that's not the reason for the video. What I forgot to show you is, you might have said, well, you didn't get that top there. Okay, now I didn't trade it because I've said in many videos that I don't trade Bitcoin. You can't take small losses when things can fall this much in a day. Okay, it's impossible. Yeah, if you can do guaranteed stop losses with a spread better, then okay, you can do it. But if it's not a guaranteed stop loss, they will get out when they can get out, and when the market's doing this, you know, there's no buyers and you can't get out. So that number there, which is 864, if we put the calculator up again, now that is based on the odd number of 27, because if you divide it by 2, you get 432. If you divide it by 2 again, you get 216. If you divide it by 2 again, you get 108. Divide it by 2 again, you get 54. Divide it by 2 again, you get 27. Now, if you divide that by 2, you'll get a decimal place in the number. You get 13.5. So therefore, it's based on the odd number of 27. Okay, and I showed you in the video that 27s work between those two numbers. So let's just times that by 2. Actually, let's clear it out. Okay, now you can see that I showed you that this fell down a base 9, because that number is based on the odd number of 9. If you double it, you get 576, which actually did work for a couple of days. And then I've got the one for the future, which is this lower one here. Yeah, because it didn't quite touch the one from the all-time high back here. So why did the market top out here? Okay, and this video is all about it's, you know, this is far more difficult than this. I'm just trying to show you that there is nothing whatsoever that's random about the Bitcoin against the US dollar. And if it's not random, yeah, in other words, people buying and selling because of supply and demand, then obviously it must be controlled by something. So let's add 576 to 288. Okay, now if we divide that by 2, we'll get the number that's halfway between the two, which is 432. Okay, now if you put 432 in, where is the exact moment that the market topped out? Now let's make that a normal line, because it's between two levels. That is not a short because now it's an obvious trend line. Yeah, can you see it go through there? They wouldn't see that at all because there's nothing to base that line on, but with an angle you can. They'll then see it hit the obvious trend line, they'll go short, it goes down for a couple of days, and then it goes shooting up to catch them out. This is the same situation. Yeah, from the all-time high through that top, which I showed you at the beginning, it's just on a bigger scale. Yeah, that there is a very, very obvious trend line. It's pulling people in to sell before it breaks through to the upside. Now I'm not saying it's going to go shooting up or anything, I'm just saying that's how you've got to basically think the opposite to the way that most people do technical analysis. It's not an insult, it's basically people have been programmed to believe it without checking it out. So what the people who control the markets do is they'll basically create a book, okay, about technical analysis. They'll then make sure it goes to the top of the bestseller list in the New York Times or the Times in London or whatever it may be. People will start buying it because they must think it must be good, so they'll go out and buy it, and then they'll basically learn techniques that will allow them to basically take advantage of your bad knowledge. Okay, unfortunately there are people out there who lie. Most people can't believe that people could do such a thing, but unfortunately, you know, Hitler, Stalin, you know, they promised the earth, for the next thing they've killed half of you. The priority creditor, the people who lent them money so they don't have to pay them back, because at the end of the day, the root of all evil, yeah, is money. So that's the trend line, but I haven't got a trend line on this, yeah, but that's what I'm just trying to get the idea over. So you can see that it's halfway between that and a number that hasn't worked yet, because it didn't quite get there, and you can put that on based on the mathematics. So what's halfway between this one, this base 27, because if you keep dividing that by 2 you get 27, it's twice that is that, 864, yeah. So what's halfway between there and there? Now I'm doing this with hindsight because I didn't see this at the time. Okay, this one I'm going to show you now. So let's put the calculator up. So we've got 432 based on the odd number of 27 plus 288, which is based on the odd number of 9. Remember, 27 is a division, it's 27 is 3 nines, yeah. So divide that by 2 and we get 360. So let's put in minus 360 and see what happens. Now I would make that a weak line because it's halfway between halfway. Okay, then you can just see it visually what's going on, and I would cut it when it gets broken. But where's the exact moment where the market topped out? It topped out exactly on the angle. This is not random. Okay, there are lots of ways you can control this, and this was being controlled before they created the futures markets. But if you control money supply, yeah, you create the fiat currency that they create out of thin air. How many bitcoins can you buy? Even if it was legit, you can buy as many as you want. Now when you've bought as many bitcoins as you want, how many bitcoins can you sell? As many as you want, yeah. And then when you want it to go up, you can buy as many bitcoins as you want, and then when you want it to go down, you can sell as many bitcoins, because at the end of the day, it's a fact, Bitcoin is not being used as a currency, yeah, for trading on daily basis. People are buying it as a speculation. It's no different from buying Amazon, yeah, because it isn't a currency. It might become a currency, but it definitely isn't a currency at the moment. Real money is gold and silver. yeah, because there's a scarcity value to it. Bitcoin is no different than the bankers creating money out of thin air. That doesn't mean you can't make fiat currency out of it. You can become rich. Yeah, there are people who've made lots of money on this, and most people in Ponzi schemes make lots of money out of something at the beginning of it. It's the people at the end who pay for it. Okay, so I know people have done very well. I'm not saying you can't do very well. I've got a little bit of it myself, really just to find out how it works, and it's better to do it to see how it works than just read a book. Yeah, so I'm not saying I haven't got any, and I'm not saying I'm going to sell it, because from a fiat currency point of view it could go through the roof. Yeah, but bear in mind that this isn't freely traded. It's, in my opinion, it's manipulated. So I just thought I'd add that on. So I hope you enjoyed it.